Hey everyone, I've got my apron on. I have some dough that I'm going to show you in another video how I made this dough. But this dough right here I already had ready, and I've had it in the refrigerator, and I've had it sitting out all morning in a bowl covered to get it back to rising. And it rose, and so I've got it right here on my clean counter. There's my clean counter, and I have rolled it out, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to make some homemade cinnamon rolls. But I will do a video another day of how I did the flour mixture and all that. So I'm going to turn my camera around. Alright, there's my dough. It's all rolled out. I got it rolled out right here. See that? I've got it all rolled out. My little trusty rolling pin right here. Rolled all that out. Camera back around. Okay, I've got all that rolled out. I'm going to show you. Let me go over and get my butter. Alright, I melted a stick of unsalted butter. This is one stick right here of unsalted butter. And what I'm going to do is, let me set that there. I'm going to try to get my stuff going here. Alright. Alright. Now y'all can see. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, we fell in the... Okay. Now, I'm going to pour this butter, a lot of it. Leave a little bit in here so when you get there. My hands are washed. I've got my hands clean. It's kind of hard to do these, this dough with this butter, and you putting gloves on. So I make sure my hands are thoroughly clean before I do this. And I'm just going to spread this butter, see that, all over this dough. All on top of the dough, like that. Right here. Got all that spread in real good. Y'all see all that? Pretty good. Let me wash my hands again. Always keep your hands washed when you're cooking. Wash my hands real good in some hot water. Hot water. Hot water. Alright, dry my hands off real good. And then I've got brown sugar. Now you can mix, like I said in another video. A lot of things I don't measure and mix, because I've done some of this stuff so long till I kind of know just by doing it. Trial and error, like I say. But it's probably going to be about 2 cups of brown sugar right here. And what I do is I just kind of pour it out right there. Pour it out right there. Now, y'all see that? And then I'm just going to, this brown sugar may have a few little clumps in it, but I'm just going to spread it all the way to the edges of my dough. We're going to spread it all the way to the edges. If you want to, the recipe, before I started doing this, the recipe, mix your brown sugar in a bowl with your cinnamon. And mix it all up together, and then just pour it all out, you know. But doing it this way, because you're going to have to use your hands either way. And I'm going to tell you, you know, it's very difficult when you put gloves on to do this, because the gloves start getting sticky and it starts sticking and coming off your hands. And so this isn't something that you can really, well, the gloves that I have, the commercial gloves that I have that we use here, it's kind of makes it difficult with those gloves. But anyway, so I'm gonna get all that spread out all over. I'm gonna turn the camera back around just a second. Let me wash my hands, and I'm gonna turn the camera back around and show you a few things in just a second. Hot water, soap and hot water. Okay, now, alright, now I got my cinnamon. Now I know there is some people that are allergic to cinnamon. Now see, I'm just going to sprinkle cinnamon all across it. All across it. When I get through doing this, I'll turn the camera around. You can see kind of how it looks. But you have to put that butter on there because the sugar is not going to stick to the dough if you don't put butter on there. It's just going to roll right off and you're going to have a big old mess. So it's important to put that butter on there first. Alright, got the cinnamon on there. And I'm going to turn the camera back around and I'm going to show you. See? See that? That's brown sugar and cinnamon. That's all that is right there. See? Okay. Now, let me turn that back around. Now, this is an important thing too. Now we're fixing to roll up our dough. And you have to roll your dough. From what I have found in doing this, you got to roll it tight. Because if you roll your dough loose, see how I'm rolling this tight? If you roll it loose, your cinnamon rolls are not going to stick together. It's not going to be a cinnamon roll. It's going to be a cinnamon mess. Is what it's going to be. So you have to roll it. And I'm going to show y'all after I get through rolling this whole thing out. But you just keep on rolling it. Get it tight. See these ends right? Well, you probably might not have seen them. But anyway, we're going to roll it tight. 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 Roll it. Now, I'm going to pull this back toward me some. We're going to roll some more. Roll, 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 roll your boat. In this case, we're not rolling a boat. We're rolling cinnamon roll dough. And see, we just want to roll it tight. Get it real tight. And yes, this takes some effort doing. But in the long run, it's worth it. Alright, let me wash my hands and I'll turn the camera back around and I'll show you again what I done here. Okay. Let me dry my hands and I'm going to turn this. Now y'all see how long that right there is? Now camera right here. Right here. Maybe you can see me. Alright. I'm going to get my good old sharp knife now. Okay? And I'm going to show y'all how I done this. And you're going to cut big hunks. Big hunks. Big old hunks. Y'all see that, how I'm doing that? Just big old hunks. Big old hunks. Big old hunks. Big old hunks. Now, y'all see? Y'all see how I did that? See that? Now, let me get my pan. I should have did this before I started the video, but I didn't. So I got me a pan here. I'm going to spray it. A non-stick spray. Real good. Now, all these ain't going to fit in this pan right here. So I'm going to have another pan. But I'll get that in a minute. I'm just trying to show y'all in doing this how I make these cinnamon rolls. Because I have a lot of customers that ask for my cinnamon rolls. And I just want to show y'all, I'm taking these big old hunks. I'm putting them on here. So we got 3, 6, 9, we got 12 in this pan right here. That's a dozen. It's 1 dozen cinnamon rolls. Okay? Alright, now, see that? That's 1 dozen cinnamon rolls. Now see, I got a little butter left in this right here. I'm going to take that butter and I'm going to put it all around on top of that. Mash it around, mash it around. See that? Mash it around. Stick your sides up together. You know, you just want to get that flour off there. See how that looks? Just mash it. And them going to be some big old cinnamon rolls too. Get this edge. See it right there? We want to make it stick up because if we don't get it to stick up when it's baking, it'll bake like that. It'll bake laid down on the side. So we want to make sure it holds to the side of that right there. See that? Right there. Because I like for y'all to see how I make my stuff. Oh, get that back up on there. And see, this is another big old mama right here. I'm going to get that right there. And then after I do this, these are going to have to sit and rise. Because, see, that's why I said these cinnamon rolls, when I go to make them for customers, that's the reason why I said it takes me a little longer time, because you have two different rises. The first rise, it usually takes about an hour or so. That's when I get the dough, get all of it done, and then it rises. And then this right here, after these are done and I've got them made into cinnamon rolls, see, these right here are going to have to sit for about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get that second rise. And then, because if you put them in there now, they're not going to be as good. And so on the second rise, they're going to rise up, and then after that, that's when we're going to bake them. But I'll come back and I'll show y'all after these have risen for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I'll know when I look at them if they're ready or not. But then I'll show you when I come back how they look before we put them in the oven. Okay? Hey everyone, I'm back. It's been about an hour and a half, and my cinnamon rolls, they have risen, and the big pan that I had made, and I'm going to show them to you. I've got my oven set on 350. I'm going to put them in the oven for about 15 minutes and let them cook, but I'm going to show them to you before I stop this video, okay? Turn that back around. See, they have risen up some kind of pretty. And so I'm going to put them in the oven, like I said, for about 15 minutes and let them cook on 350, and then I'll be back. Hey everybody, I'm back. Okay, I got the cinnamon rolls out of the oven. I'm going to flip so you can see. Look how big them things are. Filled out the whole entire pan. Alright, I'm going to finish letting them cool just a minute. And then I'm just going to take some powdered sugar, a little vanilla flavor. I'm going to take some unsalted butter. I'm going to mix it up real good. A little tiny bit of milk. And depending on the thickness of how you want your icing. Some people like it thicker. Some people like it thinner. Just depends on your taste for you and your family. And then I'm going to mix that up and put the icing on there. And then those will be ready to eat. So Hammer can have some tonight. And Alicia and the girls and can have some tomorrow. And when they come over in the morning, when Alicia comes over to help me. But anyway, and I'll show you real quick in just a minute when I get them iced what they look like. Hey everybody, I'm back. Okay, camera around. Alright, I got them frosted. Now don't that look good? And for your topping, all I used was some powdered sugar, a little vanilla, a little bit of butter, and a little bit of milk. Now, it just depends on your thickness, how thick you want it, or how thin you want it. I have some customers that want their frosting thicker, some that want their frosting thinner. Just depends. But as that sits, it'll kind of harden like on donuts, and it'll be really good. Really good for a cup of coffee, even on these cold days that we've been having on the go, going to work, parties, anything. These are really good, and they're not hard to make at all. They do take some time. So I appreciate you. I love you. Have a blessed afternoon. Hope to hear from you tomorrow.